Hey there, y'all. Big love, big love, big love. Don't love a little because a little just won't do. Love big. It is Miss Rose here again. uh, I do enjoy spending time with you. This is truly a healing experience for me, right? And right now I need that. Okay. I'm just keep it real this time. All right. I've been keeping it real, right? But I'm gonna be I'm gonna be like I've always been, like I have been, right? Honest and transparent, right? Um, the world, right? The world, the country, my state, my city is really heavy on my heart right now, right? And it's heavy on my heart because I don't understand why we can't simply be with one another as we are, as we present, right? I am a black woman of the transgender experience. This was such a hard place to get to, right? Let me just be transparent, right? It is difficult enough to be a black person in America. And I believe there are those who believe that the choice or the decision to transition, right, is just that. But it is not. It is not. It is not. It is a thing that is deep, deep within, right? I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it, right? You know, I'm going to be honest and say that I spent many years of my adult life attempting, right, to live as a gay man. However, unsuccessfully, right? Because that was also not my truth, right? The same as if I were to attempt to be a straight man, right? That would be me living inauthentically, right? And that's not cool. That hurts. That is damaging. It damages this, right? It damages the spirit. Right? It damages your spirit to essentially perpetrate a fraud. And to take it deeper, right, you would be perpetrating a fraud that you, whoever you is, right, whoever you are, right, from the inside out, right? So it's like you can tell a lie, right? And it can be a lie that nobody knows is a lie, but you will know that that lie is a lie. And just imagine that that lie is a damaging lie, is a damaging lie. Right? It's a lie that deteriorates you, whoever you are, right? Living inauthentically is doing just that. It is doing just that. You are deteriorating from the inside out. Let me also just say that I even understand. I absolutely understand. For as far as we've come, for as far as we've come, there's still so much further to come. For all the progress we've made collectively, there's so much more progress to be made. And the funny thing is, and while it likely will not happen, it could happen in an instant. It could happen in an instant. It probably will not happen, right? One can hope, right? One can hope, right? One does not choose to be straight. One does not choose to be homosexual. And in like fashion, one does not choose to be transgender. One does not choose the transgender experience, the same as one does not choose the heterosexual experience, the same as one does not choose the homosexual experience. It is in fact a matter of attraction. And somehow, it is wired in. It is wired in. It is hardwired. Not too long ago, within this year, right? Within the past 12 months from right now, I attempted to end my own life. Why did I do that? Because I felt absolutely worthless. I felt absolutely worthless. In past conversations, I've talked about people's series of events that they know as their lives. The series of events that I know as my life included such things as being born to a mother that did not want to be my mother. Right? Included such things as growing up in violent and even toxic households with folks that didn't actually want me there. Such experiences as being in multiple domestic violence relationships, Yeah, does it just happen to cisgendered women? Right? It doesn't. It doesn't. And I can resonate with them, right? Even as a trans, even as a woman of the trans experience, I can absolutely resonate with them, and especially those women that have such a hard time getting out. It's not that they don't want to. It's not that they don't want to. It's not that they don't want to. It's a mind thing. It's a heart thing. It's a fear thing. What will I do? Right? If I leave, what will I do? Who will be there for me? Do I deserve this? Right? Is this simply meant to be my experience in the world, on planet Earth? Did I rock something badly in a past life? Is this payback? Is there something that I did that perhaps I'm just not aware of that I did? Because I am so sorry. I am so, so, so sorry. Right? I am so, so, so sorry. Right? And there are myriad other thoughts, right? Myriad other feelings, right? It's not simple. It's not as simple as just get up and go, right? It's not that simple, right? Perhaps in theory, right? Perhaps in theory, it's as simple as, well, why don't you just get the heck out of there, right? Why are they putting up with that? They don't have to put up with that. But for them, they do. They do. Fact or fiction, right? True or false. Because isn't that relative? Fact or fiction? True or false? Isn't that relative to your experience? To your experience. Because everything in me tells me I don't want to be treated this way, right? I don't want hands placed upon me, right? I don't want those words that just hurt so much, right? I don't want that. I don't want that. But where will I go? And what will I do? How do I trust another human being? How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? I mean, one such as myself, right, who has a history, right, of abusive relationships from the time of my childhood, right, being told really mean things, right? And let me tell you that if you are told certain things repeatedly, there's a very good chance that at some point you are going to buy in. You are going to absorb these words, right? These mean words and things that people can say, right? You're going to start to buy into it, right? Right? How do you get out of there? How do you do that? How do you do that? It's work. It is work. And that work goes deep. It goes deep. deep. I'm a person that actually sees a therapist, right, on a regular basis. In fact, I saw them today. I saw them today, right? I have a psychiatrist with whom I speak at least once a month, right? I take medication, right? I try with everything in me to be mindful, right? Mindful of my own utterances, right? Mindful of the things that I'm saying. Let me say that plainly, right? I try to be so mindful. I try to be mindful of what's going on between my ears. But the work is hard and it goes deep. Right? Past couple of episodes I've been talking about, right, at least in part, what has been going on with me, right, and my employer, right. Well, today I submitted not a letter of resignation, right, but a letter to essentially let them know that I need desperately even, right, to go on a mental health sick leave. Right? That letter bothers me so much. It bothers me so much, right? It bothered me and bothers me so much, right? Because in that letter, right, I don't know if I had to, if I didn't have to, right? But what I felt inclined, right, to do, right, was to justify my need to go on a mental health sick leave. Right? It hurts. Because what do I want, right? I want to be productive, right? I want to get up, I want to go to work, I want to do my thing, right? I want to get another paycheck, right? I want to pay my rent, right? I want to get my nails done, right? I want to feel a sense of security, right? But as a result of incidents occurring very recently, right? And even occurrences that have occurred over the course, right, of my tenure with said organization. There have been occurrences, right, like multiple, right, that have triggered thoughts that hurt deeply, right, that cause kind of, not even a kind of, but it causes me to be sort of incapacitated. Right. Earlier on, I said that this is very healing for me, right? You see, this is healing for me because on some level, right, I get to get it out and I get to chip at it a bit, right? Right? I mean, I literally just got up, right? Or back up because I had to get up to see my therapist, right? Right. But I'm fortunate because they come here to my home, right? But I'm hurting. I'm hurting. And it's not like physical pain, right? You cut yourself, you bang a toe, right? Hell, you break something, right? that pain will fade over time, right? Mental and emotional pain, it's much more enduring. And right when you think that, you settled it, right? You filed it away, right? And you think you're even in a safe space, right? You think you're in a safe place. And then occurs a series of events that pull that thing from the so-called grave. And there are those feelings, right? They come right back up. They come right back up. They come right back up. And they hurt in the same way they did initially. In fact, I feel like they're even a little bit magnified, right? They're a little bit magnified, right? Because on some level, right, you know that it's not actually occurring in this moment, right? But then you get stuck in that thought, right? You get stuck in that loop, right? That's going on in between your ears, right? And it is as if that very thing is occurring in this moment. You ever had a dream that was just so, like it had a tangible, I can touch it, I can feel it, I can taste it quality about it? It's like that. It's like that. I kid you not. This is fact. This is not romanticized. And mind you, it's not some shit you want to fantasize about or that you want to romanticize, right? It's stuff that you want to put away, right? You want to resolve it, right? You want to acknowledge it, right? And you want to put it away. And you may even reach a point where you're like, oh my, I've put it away. I'm good, right? I'm recovered from that thing. From that thing, I am recovered. Hallelujah. 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 And then happens an occurrence without provocation, right? Without provocation, right? That rips that thing out of the vault and puts it right in your face. Right in your face. Right in your face, right? Really in your head, right? Really, it's on the inside, behind your face, right? Because you're living it. You're living it, right? These two eyes, right, are seeing that thing that you were so certain that you had put away. You were so certain, right? There are no certainties. There are no certainties. Not in this life. Right? Not in my experience, right? Perhaps you have some certainties, right? Perhaps. And if you do, I am so happy for you. I am so happy for you. And I swear I mean that. And not in a smart ass kind of way, right? Actually, I mean that in the way of that I envy that. Perhaps I shouldn't, right? Perhaps I shouldn't, right? But if I'm transparent, I absolutely envy that, right? I'm a person that envies whether I should or whether I shouldn't, right? This is my reality, right? I do, right? I envy tight-knit families, right? Where the siblings all love each other. I don't mean they don't have their stuff, right? They all genuinely love each other, are genuinely there for each other, right? I love that. Like, I love to see that, right? Love to see that. It hurts a little bit. Like there's a little bit of ting, right? There might be if I'm absolutely transparent, if I'm absolutely honest, there might even be like a touch of jealousy. But it's health. If jealousy could be healthy, it's a healthy jealousy, right? Because I don't intend you any harm, right? I don't want to take it from you, right? I just want to watch for a little while, and then be about my way, and then be about my way. Because the flip side to that is that it hurts, right? Because you're like, fuck, why not me? I want that. Like, I'm actually a cool chick, right? Like, I am actually a lovely individual. I actually am, right? And that's not me doing some fluff, right? I'm actually a lovely individual. I got my shit. I got my shit, just like everybody else. I got my shit, right? 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 I'm very patient, right? I'm not particularly tolerant, right? I have a hard time tolerating, things, behaviors, right? And then this moment, I think it's appropriate to say that there are abusive behaviors that I'm not particularly tolerant of, right? They cause me a great deal of fear, right? They cause me a great deal of angst, and anxiety, right? Because I don't know what to do with that. That shuts me down. It shuts me down, right? I am non-confrontational. I don't do confrontation, right? I haven't been cussed out enough. I haven't beaten enough, right? I'm not even trying to handle that, right? I'm not even trying to step into that, right? I'm not trying to do that. Right? Because all I can foresee in such a situation, right, is hurt, right? Somebody's gonna get hurt, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, right? One, two of them, or all three of them, somebody's gonna get hurt, right? And I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of hurting, y'all. I'm tired of hurting, right? There are folks, right, who feel justified about abusing folks like me, girls like me, non-traditional women like me, and non-traditional men too, right? Like, let's be totally honest and totally clear, right? And without provocation, without provocation, right? And why? What do you get out of that? What do you get out of that? I mean, because if you gain some sort of satisfaction, out of hurting people intentionally, consciously, right? There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. Particularly, right, if these are actions, right, that you feel like it's okay to do without being provoked, right? No, let's be clear, right? My presence, right, my body being in the space is not sufficient provocation. I'll say that again. My mere being, my mere person, my body being in the space is not grounds for abuse. It just is not. It just is not. And that doesn't just apply to me, right? I mean, in general, right? If a person's being is in the space, right? They ain't doing shit to you, right? And let's assume they're even attempting to be kind, right? To be engaging, right? To be productive, right? relative to, whatever that space is, right? They're attempting, right, to be part of that community, right? That, I don't know, perhaps that professional collection of people, right? They're simply attempting to be part of that collection, right? And contribute, right, to the overall goal, right? That is not sufficient grounds to abuse that person. It is not. It just is not. And it is hurtful. It is hurtful. And is highly, 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 highly likely, right? It is crazy possible, right? That you do not know the series of events that that person has come through. And if you do know and you're still doing that, well, that's just sick. That's just sick, right? That's just sick. Because why would you do that? And if you were to gain some sort of a satisfaction from doing that, again, that's sick. That's sick. There are those, right, who would imply, some would straight out say it, and it's been done to me, right? You're sick. No, what's sick, right, is that you feel like you have the right, right, to judge my life experience, my expression. Right? I'm not sorry that my feminine expression bugs you, right? Because that's some shit you need to work out, right? There's some questions you need to ask yourself, right? Such as, right, why does this person's expression bother me so much? Because that's the same question I would have to ask myself, right? If for whatever reason, right, I see a person and their expression bothers me. Meanwhile, they ain't doing shit to me, right? 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 But nonetheless, that's a question, right? At least that question, right? There's some others too, right? There's some other questions, right? Like, what gives me the right to decide that another human being should express as I believe they should? Why do I believe that I have the right to decide that a person, another human being, with their own series of events they know is their life, right? Why do I believe that I have the right to decide how they express? I know myself as a feminine being, right? I know myself as a feminine being. I do. I am not attempting to perpetrate a fraud, right? I am a non-traditional woman, right? This is my expression, right? This is what my mind's eye sees, right? This is what my heart's eye sees. This expression is not willy-nilly. It's not willy-nilly, right? This expression is not confused. I don't, my intention is not to be a caricature of a cisgendered, assigned female at birth woman. Right? I am what I am. I am what I am. And I would even assert, right? I would even assert, right, that the other transgender people in the world, right, are also not attempting to be caricatures of cisgendered, right, assigned male or assigned female at birth folks, right? That's not it. That's not it. That's not what drives me, right? I mean, coming up, I was certainly like intrigued by women in a non-sexual, not trying to get fresh kind of way, right? In a non-sexual, not trying to get fresh kind of way, right? Right. I loved seeing women care for, right? Not just their men, right? But care for, right? Care for the home, care for the meals, right? Care for their wardrobe, right? I enjoyed, like, I was just mesmerized, right? At certain kinds of fabrics, right? Such as what I'm wearing, right? Love soft, right? I love smooth and silky, right? I love it. I love it. It feels good. It flows, right? Nicely. And I feel attracted to that. That's what I feel attracted to, right? That's what I feel that I want on my body, right? Right. And here's the deal. Here's the deal, right? I can have that, right? I can have that, right? And in my having of that, right? In my expression of who I am, I actually, here's a fact. This is a fact, right? I actually do not hurt nobody. I'm going to say that again. In the expression of my authentic self, I do not hurt nobody. If you are hurt by me expressing who I am authentically, right? There are some questions, right? There's some inquiries that you need to make in yourself, right? And within the first couple of inquiries, right? My hope, anyway, is that you would try to find out why it hurts. If it do, if it do, if it do, if this, right? If this hurts you, right? Just being there, right? Just existing, right? Hurts you, right? You might want to ask yourself why. Because that's a question that I can't answer, right? Right? If that was my reality, I would need to ask myself those questions. Like, why is it that that person's expression, right? They're not cussing me out. They're not trying to take my stuff. They're not trying to harm me physically, right? I need to ask myself, why does that bother me so much? Why does that hurt me, right? And if it does hurt, if I feel that it does hurt, right, I need to find out where it hurts, right? Does it hurt my head, right? Does it hurt my ankle? Right? Does it hurt my rib, my heart? Like, where does it hurt, right? Where does it affect you in a negative way, right? Because let me tell you what I want to do with the world, right? I want to make the thing prettier, right? I want to help it to function better, right? More cohesively, right? I want to help it make sense, right? Because I'm a detail-oriented person, right? I'm a detail-oriented person. You know, at this organization, right, there was, because what I haven't done is given specifics, right? I haven't given specifics, and that's intentional, right? Because I've been, I wanted to be just very careful about my language, right? About, I just wanted to be very careful, right? Um, because even through it, I don't want to cause you harm. I just want you to stop effing with me because I literally have not done anything to you. I've been a team player. I go to work every day. I go one day, right? Right. I do the things you ask me to, even the uncomfortable things, right? Even the things that don't make sense to me, right? I still do it, right? Because in my mind, there's some rationalization for it, and perhaps I just don't know what it is. Perhaps I just don't know what it is, right? So a coworker literally concocts a falsehood, reports said falsehood to the superior, right? Superior pulls me up, and it's like, bop, 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 bop. This is what was reported, right? I'm like, well, I'll be daggone, right? I will be daggone, right? Right? In fact, right, the person stated that I was bullying somebody. I was bullying somebody. Are you serious? Are you fracking kidding me? Right? You're talking about a person that was bullied all up and through school, right? The only time I was in school and I wasn't being bullied is when I was in college, right? Because the same rules don't apply, right? Same rules don't apply. And I was good and grown. I was in my 40s, right? Early 40s, actually early 40s, late 30s. Right? And I had a little break and I went back, finished, right? And furthermore, the falsehood, the lie, the blatant lie was actually logistically impossible. Right? In fact, in order for it to have occurred, the person would have been able to literally turn their head just to the side to see me. They could not do that because I was not in the room. Here's where it gets juicy, y'all. Right? So the superior, the supervisor, says, okay, well, we're gonna have a meeting on this day so we can like resolve this. Blah blah blah. Well, the person decides to go out of the chain of command, right, to upper management, right, reframe the story, right, and effectively make themselves the victim. Because let's be clear, what she did was an attack, an unprovoked attack upon, in a pragmatic sense, my well being. Unprovoked. Here's where it gets juicy, though, right? So we had some in one-on-ones, right? Because I wasn't even the only person included in the lie, right? I wasn't even the only person included in the lie. It's crazy, right? So we have some one-on-one, right, discussions, and then we have a group discussion, right? I explained to the person in upper management, right, that okay, so first of all, it was a bona fide, blatant lie, right? And here's why, right? All fact, no fluff, right? Logistically, it was impossible because and in fact, the other person that they included in the lie, right? Them and myself were not actually in the room, right? And they said we did it together, right? We teamed up, right? We was like, hey, right? That's what they said we did, right? She was on one side, or they, I'm sorry, were on one side of the center, and I was on the other, in the kitchen, having a supportive conversation with a gentleman who had just disclosed to me that they had recently buried their father. So again, I mean, logistically, there was no way. There's no way, right? There's no way. Like it couldn't have even happened because I wasn't in the room, right? And in fact, I was involved in a supportive conversation on the other side of the center. The upper management person, upon explaining to them what took place and how it was logistically impossible, and how it also triggered some things within me, right? Some memories that I really, really thought I had put in the vault. They said to me, is there any other way you can perceive what happened? And being who I am, right? I really did. I went into, I went into the space between my ears, right? I went into the space between my ears, and I tried, right? And what I relayed was just, I am really trying, right? In this moment, in that moment, right? I am really trying to perceive this thing in a different way. But I really just can't, right? Like all I can see is an attack, right? And I'm not understanding, right? It makes me uncomfortable, right? It's a lie that potentially, right, and ultimately has affected my well being. Unprovoked. Unprovoked. And for what? For what? Because of my presence, my being in the same space as you? I've not disrespected you. I don't do that. I don't roll that way, right? I don't roll that way, right? Like I'm gonna respect you, right? Whether like I like you or not. And if I dislike you, there are gonna be solid reasons why, right? But get into this stuff, right? That same person's been sexually harassing my ass for months now. For months, right? Months. So you see the funky thing about it, right? And there's a few funky things about it, really, right? Because that upper management person effectively shut me the frack down, right? That upper management person effectively disregarded what it was that I said. They effectively dismissed my discomfort at being attacked without provocation. Beyond my presence, right? Beyond my presence, right? Right. Because at this point, that's the only provoking element that I'm able to identify is my presence. Folks, we got to do better. We have to do better. I am, in addition to being a Black woman of the transgender experience, right? I am, and have to be, in order for me to be able to sit here and do this and talk to you, right? I have to be 100% entirely, legitimately human. Human. As are all the other transgender people, as are all the other transgender men and women. With a series of events that we know as our lives. And when you're messing with people, you are churning up things that you don't even know you're churning up. You are churning up things that you don't even know you are churning up. Leave people alone. You don't get to decide how I express. You don't get to decide how I express. And you don't even get to, I mean, honestly, like, whether you like it or not is really none of my concern, you know? But you don't get to just attack me or any other and deem it justified because I was there, because my body was in the space. You don't get to do that. We have to do better. We have to do better. Now, mind you, right, I am a black person, right? And my transgender experience does not eliminate the black experience. It doesn't eliminate the current black experience that I'm having. And it also doesn't eliminate the prior experiences that I've had. And let me be clear. Let me be clear, right? Just being black produces undesirable experiences, produces hurtful experiences perpetrated by non-black people who feel, for whatever reason, right, that they have a right. You know, my goal for this channel really is to build the bridge, right? Build a bridge between trans and cis women, right? To include allies in that, right? But I have to say, right, to other black people, those of you who, as a black person, right, I'm speaking from one black person to the other black people, right, to whom this applies, right? We got to do better too. We got to do better, right? I'm not saying you need to embrace me. I'm not saying that, right? Because we don't all need to embrace one another. We don't. We don't. We don't. But you know what? As a repressed, as an oppressed, right, collection of people, right, as a collection of people who historically are mistreated, have been historically mistreated, and are still being mistreated today. We can't go around treating each other crazy. So please, black people, don't be looking at me like I'm crazy, because I'm not crazy. I am simply expressing what is inside me. I am simply expressing what is inside me, right? And I honor that you express what is inside you, which does not have to look like anybody else's, but what is inside you, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not trying to perpetrate the fraud of being a assigned female at birth black woman, right? Right. I ain't trying to take your man. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. And that's a whole nother conversation, right? And I'm gonna have it too. I'm gonna have it. It's gonna get uploaded, right? And my prayer is that it will get watched and shared and watched and shared, honey. Because it's time. It is so time. It is so time, right? Right. I ain't trying to take nothing that belong to nobody else. I want my own shit. Yeah. I want my own shit, right? Because there are things upon my body parts, right? Parts on my body, right? That identify certain things, right? And I have no intention of getting rid of them, right? So, with that said, right? The man, right? That eventually scoops this thing up, right? They have to be attracted to my spirit, right? My energy. And they got to be single, right? And they got to be single, right? Because I ain't trying to take nobody's stuff. I ain't trying to take your man, your house, your dog, your nothing. Here. I am not in competition with you, right? I'm a whole nother thing, right? I express as the kind of woman that I am. I don't intend to be a caricature of nothing. Of nothing. And honey, let me tell you, it is difficult. One does not choose a difficult life. Black folks have been historically objectified. Historically, right? And yet we do it to one another. And I am oftentimes seen as something to be fetishized. I am often seen as an object. Let's set this record straight. I'm not an object. A spatula, that's an object. Hella pizza, that's an object. A mirror is an object. This sofa, that's an object. I am 100% entirely, legitimately, with a series of events to prove it. That I know is my life, right? A human being. I have feelings, right? I got compassion. I get angry. I get sick. I get happy, right? I love. I cry. I do all this shit. I got the whole range of emotions, right? I promise you. I promise you. I am a very simple person, and yet I am entirely complex, right? Simple and complex. Probably just like yourself. Probably just like yourself. Ooh, I hope y'all will share this video, because y'all, it's time. It's time. It's so time. And get into this, ladies, and I'm going to wrap this thing up because I've been going on and on, right? It would be okay for us to build the bridge, for us to come together, right? Because we're like two brands of the same thing. We're like two brands of the same thing. One ain't better than the other. They're just different. They're just different. They're just different. Please allow me, right? I am asking you, heartfelt, from my heart, right? Please allow me, and when I say me, I mean us as transgender folks, right? Please allow us to be us. We're not perverts, right? We're not rapists and like crazy stuff. We're not. We're not. We're not. And if you do some research, you'll find out who typically is. And they typically ain't us. Just saying. Just like the gay folks, right? All kinds of crazy stuff people used to think about gay folks, right? And I know because I lived my life as a gay man for a little while, right? a good little while, a significant period of time, right? And it's the same deal, right? Come to find out, there are particular sects, SECTS, of folks who do kinds of things, sorts of things, right? And rarely, if ever, I would assert, are they homosexuals or transgender people? Y'all, let's get it together. Let's get it together. I got a little passionate tonight, right? Because I'm hurting, right? I'm hurting because, and at my job, right? That, right? That that was just one scenario. That was one scenario of several during my tenure. And the only reason that I can figure out why these things would take place is because my being, my body, my person was in the space. And if I'm bothering you, if I'm hurting you by presence alone, there's some inquiries that need to be made. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Everything I've said, I literally say as an act of love. Unlike coming up and get my ass beat, right? And I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail about that, right? But it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't the same thing, right? When I got told I'm only in here because I love you, right? Not the same thing. Not the same thing at all, right? Right? Everything I've said today, right? Literally is an act of love because I actually care about your well-being. I ain't even got to know your name, but I genuinely want you to be okay. I want you to have happiness. I want you to have peace. I want you to have contentment. And I want those things for myself as well. I want those things for myself as well. But that can't happen when I'm being attacked without provocation. Y'all, big love, big love, big love. Ooh, don't love a little because a little won't do. Love big. Love big and love authentically. Trans people of the transgender experience are just people having an experience different than yours, and that is actually okay. That is actually okay. Because like rainbows, right? Rainbows of the spectrum, humans, humans also, we're like rainbows in that respect. We come in a spectrum. We come in a spectrum. Mm. Big, 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 big love. Big love. And you know, the funny thing is, on a final note, and I'm gonna stop, is that there's a piece of me that wants to apologize for being so passionate. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna apologize for how I feel. Right? I'm not gonna apologize for how I feel. Because in this video, right, I didn't attack nobody. Right? I haven't uttered any falsehoods, right? Hell, I was attacked and I didn't even tell y'all that person's name. Right. I was attacked and unsupported by an organization. I didn't say the name of the organization. Right. Right. Despite feeling that, there is some accountability that needs to be had, that needs to be accepted. Right. There's some accountability that needs to be accepted, needs to be had. Please treat us better. Because we are simply humans having a different experience than you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Right. I hope this spurs conversation. I hope this spurs some conversation. Right. Honey, I hope it spurs some conversations around some tables. Right. Fruitful conversations, right? Not angry ones, right? Passionate's okay. Passionate, I'm passionate all day long, right? I'm passionate the last hour or so, right? Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate your time, and I thank you. You, person listening to me right now, looking back at me. Ooh, big love, big love, big love, big love. This is Miss Nay Rose signing out.